There was a drum that never played for celebration. It only spoke when evil sat on the throne. There are things in this world that do not shout when they are wronged. They wait. Truth is one of them. In the old days, our ancestors believed that truth had a voice of its own. They said it could sleep for years, buried under laughter, ceremonies, and praise songs. But when lies grew too fat, when power was stolen and worn like borrowed clothes, truth would wake up. This story is not about a drum that entertained people. It is about a drum that judged them. And it is about a village that learned, too late, that silence does not mean peace. Ilé-Ayo was a beautiful village. Its soil was generous, its rains came on time, and its markets were always busy. From faraway towns, traders came to exchange cloth, kola nuts, palm oil, and stories. At first glance, Ilé-Ayo looked like a place blessed by the ancestors. But blessings can hide curses. The people of Ilé-Ayo had learned how to smile carefully. They greeted one another warmly, yet their eyes always searched the air before their mouths spoke. In Ilé-Ayo, words could be dangerous. At the center of the village stood the palace of Chief Dorogoya. Tall walls of red earth surrounded it, and guards stood watch day and night. The chief was known as a generous man. He gave food to widows, sponsored festivals, and paid bride prices for poor families. People praised him loudly. But elders praised him quietly. Living inside the palace compound was a young man named Connor. He had grown up there since childhood, raised as a servant, sometimes treated like a son, sometimes reminded of his place. Connor was respectful, observant, and soft-spoken. He did not ask many questions, because life had taught him that questions often bring trouble. Yet, Connor noticed things. He noticed how laughter died when the chief entered a room. He noticed how elders avoided the shrine behind the palace. And he noticed how, at night, no one dared repeat in daylight. Deep within the palace was a locked shrine. Inside it rested something no one was allowed to touch. The elders called it Ilu-Otito, the drum of truth. Long before Chief Dorogoya ruled Ilé-Ayo, the village was governed by kings chosen not by force, but by destiny. In those days, justice was not debated, it was enforced by the ancestors themselves. The drum of truth was carved from sacred Iroko wood. Elders said its skin was stretched using rituals known only to the spirits. It was never beaten by human hands. The drum had only one duty: to speak when injustice ruled. When lies walked freely among men, the drum would sound on its own. Its voice was said to be terrifying, not loud, but heavy. When it spoke, even the bravest warriors felt small. But something changed. When Dorogoya became chief, the drum fell silent. At first, people thought peace had finally come. But peace that comes too easily is often suspicious. The shrine was sealed. The elders were warned. And slowly, justice left Ilé-Ayo, not with noise, but with quiet footsteps. Connor's dreams began without warning. In his sleep, he saw fire swallowing a palace. He heard the cry of a woman calling his name through smoke and blood. And always, there was a drum beating slowly, as if counting his breaths. He woke each time drenched in sweat, his heart racing with a fear he could not explain. One afternoon at the market, an old blind woman reached out and grabbed Connor's wrist. Her grip was firm, surprising for someone so frail. "You walk like him," she said. Connor froze. "Like who?" he asked. "Like the king they killed," she replied calmly. Before Connor could speak again, the woman released him and vanished into the crowd. That night, Connor could not sleep. Questions he had buried since childhood clawed their way back to the surface. Who was he? Why had the chief kept him so close? And why did the drum call him in his dreams? Before he was chief, Dorogoya was a warrior. Loyal. Brave. Trusted. But ambition is a patient teacher. When the rightful king fell ill, Ilé-Ayo saw an opportunity disguised as duty. He poisoned the king quietly. Then he slaughtered his household to erase witnesses. Or so he thought. One child escaped. A servant smuggled the boy out under cover of darkness and returned him years later, hidden in plain sight, inside the palace. Ilé-Ayo kept Connor close, not out of mercy, but fear. He sealed the drum. He fed the village. He bought loyalty. But blood remembers. Away from the palace, Connor found peace beneath the great baobab tree at the edge of the village. There, he met Adizwa, the potter's daughter. Adizwa was fearless. She laughed loudly, spoke freely, and respected no power that demanded silence. With her, Connor felt human. One evening, as the sun dipped low, Adizwa said, "A man without truth cannot rule anything, not even his own heart." Connor did not understand her words then. But the ancestors did. During the annual festival, Connor was ordered to clean the forbidden shrine. Alone inside, dust thick in the air, he felt the familiar pull in his chest. His fingers brushed the drum. The earth shook. Thunder cracked the sky. The drum sounded. Women screamed. Elders fell to their knees. And Chief Ilé-Ayo felt fear for the first time in many years. Truth had awakened. The drum revealed secrets, murders buried by time, land stolen by force, oaths broken in darkness. It named Ilé-Ayo. When the chief raised his sword against Connor, the elders stopped him. "The throne remembers," they said. The crowd watched as power crumbled. Fire consumed parts of the palace that night. Chaos ruled Ilé-Ayo. Connor stood before Ilé-Ayo, holding the future in his hands. Revenge whispered sweetly, but the drum demanded justice, not blood. Connor chose differently. Ilé-Ayo was exiled, stripped of title and praise. Connor was crowned, not with celebration, but with responsibility. He ruled with humility, remembering how easily power poisons the heart. Years later, children asked when the drum would speak again. The elders replied, "When truth is forgotten." And so the drum slept. Not because lies had vanished, but because justice had returned. If you find the story interesting, don't forget to show some love by hitting the subscribe button for more of the stories that will come.